Hello everybody. It's been a long time since I casted, a little bit over a week. I just haven't been able to find a window, but I finally have, and I think I got a pretty good game here. Our two players are going to be Siepaka, Slaypaka. I'm not entirely sure how to say his name, but he is a Vermont player up here in the north on the map Simois, and then here down south on the left side we have Playzk from China playing as our Americans. I'm at the 5-second mark. Gonna get this game started right away. Starting in 3, 2, 1, play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I haven't seen Siepaka. I'm just going to go call him the Vermont player just because I don't know his name. His name is spelled Slepaka. So that's his name. Just want to get his name out there. He is a level 16 player on Americans and Vermont. He doesn't seem to play opposing fronts factions, and so he's a very high level player. Haven't seen him play. I don't know his strategies. He did get his Vermont quarters up very quickly, so he's going to go for a fax Volksgrenadier squad to get that out very quickly. And here Playzk. I've only casted one of his games, but he seems to be known for spamming riflemen. Just lots of riflemen all over the place, capping, swarming you and flanking you with his riflemen, medic bunkers all over the place, wanting to just overwhelm you. And I think that's kind of funny because he is from China. It's kind of just a coincidence, but yeah, anyway, let's see how this plays out. So we have our Volksgrenadier squad just coming out onto the field. This is a 2.6 matchup, so remember all those changes are not in this game. And our first rifleman coming out for Playzk, so we don't have an MG just yet. May follow up with an MG, Volksgrenadier MG standard buildish. And this is Simois, as I said earlier. Always want to watch the middle. It does have low resource points, but if your opponent captures the middle, he can cut you off, and then you're gonna have to go the long way, either the left side or the right side of the map, depending where you spawned, and that just allows your opponent to have more time to reinforce, set up defenses, and he will know where you're gonna come from. And fighting out of your choke point is very hard. One MG can pin you in there. Mine placements, you're pretty much guaranteed to hit those mines. So let's see how these players decide to go at that, and they're actually not going for the middle just yet. They're both breaking off to the side. Playzk will be capping with his rifle squad and an engineer squad up north, and our Vermont player is going to go down south and cap with his Volksgrenadier squad and his Pioneer squad. And you can see an engineer squad over here may get forced to retreat because there is a Volksgrenadier squad down here, but that should allow Playzk to know, hey, you're not really going into the middle, so maybe I can take advantage of this and head into the middle. And we do have a our first MG out for our Vermont player. You can see he's trying to lay down barbed wire. Maybe he's just trying to cut Playzk off from the entire right side of the maps. Doesn't want him harassing this side of the map. However, the engineers do have that barbed wire cutters, and they can always cut barbed wire. Or a Vermont player just wants to cut him off, place a mine down here on the very southern position, choke point, and get some guaranteed damage there. But we'll see how it goes, plays out. And during the game, we are only 3 minutes in the game, of course, and you can see he's building sandbags. They do take extra damage while they are building. However, he is far enough and is managing without taking a lot of damage. You're far enough to do that, so you can build those sandbags safely. As you can see, he's still alive, and he's actually going to cap this point behind the sandbags, and that's actually very smart. I've never seen that before, and that allowed that Pioneer squad to stay in there without having to go into that building. He got the extra capping time still in there, and the MG just came down there and took care of that engineer squad. So that was a very nice play here. You can see Playzk already trying to go for the cutoff point of our Vermont player. However, he is prepared for that because he does have a Volksgrenadier squad over there, and he definitely needs to keep him back. You don't want him capping this point. You never want your opponent capping that strategic point. Puts you in a really tight position. This MG here is there to support the Volksgrenadier squad. Playzk wisely moves behind this building so he doesn't get suppressed or any extra DPS from the MG, but unfortunately goes in front of that building once again with a little bit of miss micro. Perhaps was trying to go into that building. However, the door is on this side, so they got suppressed and took a lot of damage, and he is forced to retreat. You can see Playzk. What is this? Look at this barbed wire. That's really cool. That forces the opponent to walk the long way here, and that forces his to walk into the MG fire. However, he does the engineers, which can cut through that barbed wire, but he does have his MG set up there to suppress 2 squads. Here in the middle, we have some more fighting. The MG going to suppress this rifle squad, and it doesn't look like Playzk has been doing too well. He's been losing most of his fight, and we already have grenades out on the field. Going to throw it onto the MG, almost killing it. Can he brute force through this MG and try to kill it off? No, he will not try to do that, as there are 2 Volksgrenadier squads firing on that, and still 1 guy on the MG is more than enough to continue firing. And on the north side, he does manage to decap the fuel point. However, he is forced to retreat, taking quite a bit of losses there, forcing 2 squads to retreat. That's not something you want, as you want to at least keep 1 squad capping up here on the plus 10 munitions point. So that leaves the entire left side of the Wehrmacht base map open to capping for him, as there's be no resistance, and Playzk has been forced back all the way into his base and his choke point. You can see his first medic bunker is already up, so we're probably going to see a lot of rifle spam from him. He already has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 squads of riflemen already out on the field. Did he lose an engineer squad? For I don't see, no, he did not lose an engineer squad, so my mistake. Going back into the middle, looks like the fight has transitioned back into the middle. These players feel safe as they both have both sides capped, and then they say, alright, now I'm going to go in the middle and take you on. However, Wehrmacht player looks very, very strong. He's been winning his fights, forced Playzk in a tight position, and this has allowed the Wehrmacht player to set up his MGs, bring his forces into the middle, and he now has a Flaming Pioneer squad, which is going to be extra annoying. It does have the distance to go burn this building alive, and we may see a grenade here. You can see, I thought he was going to throw a grenade, but he didn't. I guess the Pioneer Squad got out of that building just in time. If he does take this building, it's not going to benefit him at all. Playzk won't benefit Playzk at all. You can see it benefits a Wehrmacht player very much. However, Pioneer Squad taking quite a bit of damage, throwing the grenade. Great grenade dodge. It looks like Playzk is in a bit of trouble. I don't see any flanking. Now we see the flank. He does realize that, adjusting his MG, perhaps faces the other way, but no, is going to pull back. And oh, we have a second MG, and it's going to deny this rifle squad flank, and the MG is going to face toward the left side. No need to face this rifle squad so he can prevent any more flanking. Grenade going off here, taking 2 guys out, almost killing the MG once again, but it's still not enough. He needs to do just a little bit extra damage to kill off these MGs. But a Wehrmacht player can always reman it because he has lots of Volksgrenadier squads around the neighboring area. So maybe if Playzk can get a hold of one of these MGs, I think it'll benefit him very much. And you can see once again he's keeping his rifle squad here just to kill it off. Throw a grenade, of course, but I think he's trying to kill off most of his guys because his medic bunker right here, hiding behind the bush, is a great position. Makes it pretty hard to hit. Allows just to feed that medic bunker, and over time you'll slowly see Playzk get more and more squads, and it's going to be harder and harder for the Wehrmacht player to counter if he doesn't adjust and build more units and whatnot. And you can see even a second medic bunker up here in the north. The MG is firing on it, so that probably will be taken out over time unless Playzk can get out of this. And he does get into this building here, which does have range of that church, which should start flaming that MG. However, there's quite a bit of squads here, and needs to be careful as there is only 1 guy in that building. And here up north you can see he is continuing to harass. He does have a lot of squads, so he can't afford to keep harassing up north and whatnot. And the map control does look pretty even so far. We're going to check the teching for both of our people here. Doesn't look too different. We do have assault phase just coming up for our Wehrmacht players. Okay, that's tier 3. Skirmish phase is tier 2. I had to think a little bit. It's been a while. And we do have a Sturm Armory, so he probably knows Playzk's style. It's kind of well known that he spams riflemen. He just spams infantry. And Pumas are great against riflemen. If you can kite them all day. Can you get this grenade off in this building, though? No, he's going to dodge that. But as I was saying during this little fight, Pumas are great against riflemen. If you can kite them all day, and these are guys that are level 16 players, so they definitely know how to kite. You can do all the damage you want. Really just got to be careful around these buildings. The pathing can kind of get stuck once in a while, and mines kind of favor urban areas because they're so small and you only have limited areas. I mean, urban areas with mines, it's self-explanatory. Killing off an engineer squad there. Can he get this medic bunker? There's a pioneer squad trying to burn it. A live rifle squad coming in. However, it is a negative cover, and all these squads here are going to easily throw away that rifle squad. And there he goes, forced retreat. third medic bunker up here. I gotta keep track of these medic bunkers. So this medic bunker just finally popped the rifle squad out, so that's one free rifle squad for Playzk. Will he retreat that or just continue to feed it off this freshly new medic bunker? We do have another rifle squad coming into play. So it looks kind of a tight fight. If you can focus on the Pioneer squad, he does force that Pioneer squad to retreat, which does insane amounts of damage to infantry. And actually coming out on top there because these Volksgrenadier squads are very low on health. However, there's an MG down here going to prevent one rifle squad from doing any flanking. Can he get into this church at least to keep that MG there? If he retreats that squad, that will allow that MG to readjust and continue to fight up here in the north. I don't know why my FPS is like down to 15 all of a sudden. And second MG actually will shoot away his other rifle squad. So once again, Playzk forced to retreat. He did have a small minor win there because of that rifle squad popping out of that medic bunker just in time. You can see he continued to decap this +10 fuel over here, and that forces him to bring one squad to recap that. So Playzk, although he's been losing these fights, he has been keeping up on his capping and actually has a slight advantage on map control. Not on VPs though. VPs are 500 to 388, and you can see this mega bunker continuing to be fed. They are all both very close to getting new rifle squad. Another rifle squad popping out. He may have already got, I think he got at least 3 rifle squads from these mega bunkers. Not 100% sure, but they are definitely paying off. And we see our first Puma out. Does Playzk have a counter? Does he have stickies? I'm not watching him from my point of view, so I don't know if he has gotten an upgrader yet. You can see, so he does know the Puma's out. Let's see how he adjusts. He doesn't seem to be moving his rifle squad too much. However, he's getting capping power is what he's getting. So if he can stay here as long as he can, he just wants to grab a portion of this map and then retreat, and then now force the Wehrmacht player to begin capping. So he wants to delay the Wehrmacht player from retaking the middle as long as possible, perhaps trying to get a counter out. Don't see any teching yet. We do have a tried center. That's obviously expected. You know, you're going to spam rifleman, you always get a tried center. Definitely worth the cost. And it doesn't look like he has a counter yet. Playzk is probably used to this though. If he spams rifleman, he knows the counter to rifleman, and he has to know Pumas are good against them. So let's see what he does. He's going to probably try to get another grenade off here. You can tell he's, oh man, what a nasty grenade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 6 or 7 kills on that one grenade, definitely paying for itself. So hopefully this bunker turns into a medic bunker and help treat all these guys. And yes, he is turning into a medic bunker. So we do have the defensive doctor, and that is a given. That will be able to feed him a reinforce from that medic bunker as he so pleases. So this is going to be a strong point. Playzk is going to kind of have a hard time breaking that unless he starts to go rangers and artillery. We'll see what he decides to do. Do we have stickies out on the field? The Puma is not moving. He forgets a sticky onto the Puma, so that's going to be unfortunate. Doing a damage engine, and yes, there's a damage engine, so that will allow any future riflemen that do decide to engage this Puma will have an easier time to throw Puma stickies on there. And as I was saying earlier, I don't know if I said it, Playzk has been really getting a lot out of his rifle squads. You can tell he's just retreating when they're about to die, but he's not losing these squads. He's getting the most out of all his units, and there he goes, taking lots of damage, but just walking up here, throwing a sticky, and it will take out this Puma. Oh no, destroyed engine. So it was immobile, but now has a destroyed engine, so I don't know, does that make it more immobile? I don't know, but he definitely needs to get that Puma repaired. The MG there kind of saving the day. That's going to cover this Puma. However, it can suppress squads, but riflemen are still able to crawl up there and throw a sticky onto that Puma. So he really needs to move this MG up further if he really wants to save this Puma, perhaps in this church or behind this green cover right here. He does have a second Puma out, so let's see if there's a rescue squad here. And we do have the Pioneer squad, so it's kind of a little mission here to protect the Puma. Hopefully he can protect this Puma, because let's see, do we have any squads coming out? We do have 2 rifle squads currently coming out of Playzk's base. Actually 1 more, so 3 squads coming out right now, and Playzk is really creeping up on this map control on the edges because he has so many riflemen. He can throw them in the middle and throw extra units off to the sides and cap at the same time, while at the same time managing to hold the front line. Wehrmacht player hasn't been able to do that because he doesn't have that many infantry. However, the Pumas, if Playzk overestimates or underestimates the Wehrmacht player, he will lose the middle, and he does take out that Puma. Here the MG trying to do as much work as possible. Obviously a grenade may go off here, so he does move that MG out of the way. That double vet rifleman, however the rifleman can start running down the MG. The Pioneer squad with the flamethrower upgrade will cover that, and it looks like a Wehrmacht player may be able to come out on top here as long as he micros that Puma away from the rifleman. Continue to kite that rifleman. There are no MGs onto the field to suppress that, so he will have to continue microing. Oh, and there's another grenade going off. Oh, and the sticky going onto the Puma. Two Volkswagen squads need to focus down that rifle squad. Does get a damaged engine on that Puma. He's doing a great job against these Pumas with stickies. As I said, it's a little hard to mark around these buildings, and these Pumas have been a little more idle than I'd like from our Wehrmacht player. If he can start moving them a lot more, and this is such a juicy spot for a grenades. Playzk probably realizes this, but he can't get close because of this MG in the very back covering it. So it's a great positioning there, and we do have a Stug out for our Wehrmacht player. That's gonna, it's not the greatest against infantry, but it has so much armor. It can just stay in the fight for so long. It will do the damage against the rifle squads. So let's see how Playzk manages. He's just still sticking with this spamming rifle squads. The VPs are 463 to 351. I'm going to do a quick time synchronization. 15 minutes, 44, 45, 46, 47. Let's take a look at the map here. The fighting's just been so constant in the middle. I've been kind of keeping on track on the map here. Looks like the Wehrmacht player kind of reclaimed his plus 10 fuel. That's what he wants, though, to really reclaim that plus 10 fuel, because his infantry, his tech is on tier 3. And I do hear a Nebel. I thought I heard a Nebel. I don't know. There is a Nebel on the field, though, in the middle, trying to get another grenade off. However, that Stug doing quite a bit of damage there, getting one kill there, not too bad, and that will shoo away Playzk once again. And Wehrmacht player, this is his, no, not his chance yet. I was saying if he could go for that strategic point and finally stop Playzk's flow of infinite riflemen here. Just he hasn't really grouped up his men. He just keeps throwing them at the Wehrmacht player, and it's just been really comfortable.